Hello and welcome to the fourth and final week of the Around the Bend coffee and card, and we're making this card today. So we're using a lot of dies and stamping working together and taking advantage of the fact that these curves are the same. And so because I want to concentrate on showing you how to do that, I've already die cut out my flowers, my little daisy with the purple centre like you do. And I'll just pop that over there out of the way. Okay, so in your kit you will have little pieces to cut out, but I've shown you that in previous videos, so I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay, right, so the remaining bits you have, so we've got a tent fold card blank in Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to be doing our stamping in Gorgeous Grape. And then we've got a big piece of basic white that's going to go inside, and then a smaller piece of basic white that's going to go on the front, and a piece of Highland Heather, which is also going to go on the front, and then a strip. So I just thought, because this is actually cut out using the Sending Smiles die, which is in this one here, which I know some of you have got because I've done this either as, I think I did it as a product class, and it's this little die here. It's really, because it's quite a narrow die and a long sentiment, I just thought it's asking too much to try and stamp it on a pre-cut piece, so I've given you a slightly bigger piece, so you can either trim it to size or use the die if you've got it. Okay, I digress. Let's pop that away because I think I'll trim it. We'll see. Okay, so but what I want to concentrate is on how I got those three, that die cut, this die cut, and that stamp all lined up. So I'm going to start with the die cutting. So, and for this one, the little one's brilliant, but sometimes when you're cutting on such detailed die, you do have to sort of put it backwards and forwards a few times. So I thought I'd use the big one today. So I'll just pop that off to one side so that you can see. So I'm going to have to bring in the big shot, which takes up most of the screen. So here we go. Okay. Let's start. I think I started with this one. With the Highland Heather, because this one sort of dictates where you're going, because it's got like a straight edge at this side and you want to be cutting right to the edge, so you're just coming off the edge with that, the right hand edge just almost lining up with the card on that side. Okay, so I'm going to get my trusty piece of post-it tape off my other machine, and I'm happy with that, so I'm going to cut that out. Okay, so even though I'm using the big one, I am going to send it through more than once, if I can even get it through to go once. So because it's such a detailed die, you just want to make sure it's got all those little holes. Okay, just one more for good luck. I mean, obviously it's cut this bit straight away as soon as it went through. So I don't want to lose that. So how much can you see here? There you go. That's better, isn't it? Sorry if you missed that, but I've just stuck that down with some tape on there and lined it up with this bit. I think you could see that. So I'm going to take that off and take off that die. And as you can see, most of those have come out, and the rest are coming out now with a bit of abuse. Got them all, more or less. So now you must, die cutting etiquette, you've got to get rid of these before you cut anything else out, otherwise it's going to affect your die cutting. Okay. So they're all gone. I'll clean that up later. That's the other thing you need to do. And line everything up again. So we're ready to go. So now we're going to be cutting the white. So, but we want to cut it level with the Highland Heather. Okay, so you want to put those on top of each other, and then we're going to get, do you know, I think I'm going to double post it here, so I'm going to hold that down. Okay, and then we're going to line this up. Now you want it so that you've got room for the stamp. It's still wobbling even though it's post-it noted down. Okay, so you want that, I'm going to get up as well to make sure, you want it to follow that curve but with room for your stamping. So, and give it more room rather than less, so that you can you've got some flexibility with your stamping, because you can move this up or down. So I am happy that's level, and so I'm taking that away and gluing that down, and I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so the paper moved but the die didn't, and that just goes through. Okay, there's still some jiggery pokery still to be done. But that's the die cutting finish, so let's get rid of the big shot and straighten up my grid paper. So the next thing you're going to bring in is a stamping platform. Stamparatus, if you're looking to get one before they were discontinued, or any stamping platform. Other stamping platforms are available. Ooh, it's very sticky, this piece. There we go. Okay. So what I'm now going to do is position my card, and I'm actually going to put it on this corner here. There we go, so that's all lined up on that corner there. Okay, and you can put your magnet right in the middle, it's not going to affect the stamping. Then I'm going to get this stamp. Okay, so you do need to sort of put it down and let it relax a bit, but what I'm actually doing is lining up the dots with the scallops on the card. Okay, so excuse my head as I look through to make sure I'm happy with that. So I'm happy they're there. Close that down. Press it harder than that. Right. So back to lining up scallops again. So you're just on each one's on a scallop. Okay, this time I'm just going to gently, oh for goodness sake, it's just not sticking today. No, that's not in the right place. Yes, I do these things so you don't have to. I'm sure you're sick of me hearing me say that. Right, third time lucky. Because on the one hand I don't want to move the card, but on the other, so I don't want to stick it too hard, but I do want it to stick to the plate. Right, let's just risk moving the card. Go on, go on, go on, you can do it. There we go. It has just moved it a smidge, so I'm just sliding it back up there. I'm just double checking I'm happy with the line up. I think so. Right, and then we're going to get our gorgeous grape and just ink that up all the way along, because we're going to be stamping all the way along. There we go. And let's just press that down and lift it up. Yeah, I thought I hadn't. You see the magnet is in the way there. So what I do like about stamping platforms, you can go back and do it again if you're not happy. And as you can see, those are lined up reasonably well. Went a bit adrift here, but reasonably lined up. So, clean that off. And take that out. Down there for now, and then when I bring this back, you will see that it all beautifully lines up. How cute is that? So now you can see from this that I actually chopped some off, which I'm going to do again because I want to leave enough room for the flower and things, but I've given you enough room, so if you cut this a bit short, then you've got a bit of play in the card that you've got. Okay, so let's stick this together. So I'm just going to come across, just doing little dots on this edge, just so it sticks, and then in the bigger, just a few dots on the bigger pieces, in and amongst, so you've got as much of it stuck as you need. Okay. And I've only glued up to there because I know I'm going to chop most of that off, but I don't want to stick it onto my grid paper. And now we're just lining it up so it's just above and lined up either side. And how cute is that? So it's really simple. I mean, you know, there's a few steps, but you've got everything lined up beautifully there. So I'm really pleased with that. And now I'm just going to slip it through my trimmer. To get the length I want. And so I'm going to do it from this side. And I'm basically lining it up with that little hole there, so that little hole should be just before. On mine it's coming out at just under 6 centimeters at the deepest part there, but you know, yours might be different. Because I've got 2 layers of card, I am going to go forward and backwards on that just to make sure I've gone all the way through, and I have. Okay, and there we go, you've got a piece there ready to go onto your card. So it's worth just spending a little bit of time just getting that all lined up, and then you get this beautiful effect. Okay, so what have I done with the card base? Right, so we're just going to stick this on the inside for a start. And then this piece just glues on the front on its own. There we go. So how cute is that? It's just so clever in the way they all line up, how you get them all to, it almost looks like several different layers rather than just 2. Okay, and then I'm going to get the Stamparatus out again to do the sentiment, because it's a long thin sentiment and sometimes they're a bit difficult to get straight. Can't work out which hinge I've used. Right, that one. Okay, so pop this off for now. Put it to one side, line everything up again. And then I've already got my sentiment out here. And as I said, with these, it's worth just letting it relax a little bit. I've lined it up with my grid paper, more or less. It's quite hard with these really slim stamps. I'm going to pick that up. And then put my paper. I think I was lined up with this one. Let's have a look. Yeah, that'll go on there. I say I've given you plenty so that you can do it quite easily. And ink. There we go. It's very fine writing. I just love it. I'm just so happy for you. I think because I've put washi tape on my magnets, if you do get it too close to the magnets, it doesn't stamp because they're just slightly thicker than they should be. But, okay, get that off from before as well. Okay, and then we'll just do some trimming. So again, using my trimmer, I'm going to start by just you can do this by hand if you want. I'm not good at doing it by hand, and I'm lining up the words with this line here, so just shy of the trimmer, so I've just got a little tiny edge. Do the same on the other side, and then I think I'll maybe, where's my magic piece of post-it tape? It's here. So that's about right. So just to hold this in place, because I can't use my fingers, and to keep it straight, I've just lined the words up with the beginning of the track, and I'm happy that is straight. Okay. And then the same again on this side. Yep. Now you know what works best for your trimmer, but I'm really happy with that. It is slightly skew-if, but it's a handmade card. We did not make it in China. So just to finish it off, we need the daisy, which is here. So get some glue. So spot of glue on the centre there. That on the flower. You will notice the blank area, the unembossed area in the flower is an oval, and so is the centre, so you can line that up. And then there are shorter leaves and longer leaves, so on this one I've actually just put it behind the shorter leaves so that you can see it. So again, I'm just going to glue that on by the shorter leaves. Happy with that. And then I'm going to roughly position the flower, but I'm actually going to stick on the sentiment first and then add the flower. So just this, because it's such a small piece and I want it straight, I'm just using my tweezers for that. And then just going to pop that, probably cut it a bit short there. I'll pop it there. Yeah, I think I'm going to go up there because I think I should have probably left it maybe a little bit longer. Because there it's covering up the edge. You could leave it like that, to be honest. I mean, that's a lovely simple card. And then I'm just going to come in here with my daisy just over the I'm to finish off. And there we go, that's week 4 of April's Coffee and Cards. That's April done. We'll be in May before we know it. So take care, and I shall speak to you all soon. Bye.